Good morning. It's Thursday, July 16th, and I'll start off with a quick apology to those of you who are upset that I'm ranting too much about Trump and his associates. But I want to tell you, I always look for something different to do. However, those people dominate the news with their action and their stupidity. So, having said that, I'm going to continue ranting on whatever the hell I want to rant on. And today's rant deals with the CDC and school. Turns out that the president and his colleagues are unhappy with the information that the CDC had put out with respect to the guidelines for opening the school. President and vice president felt they're too tough. So they have asked the CDC to ease up a little bit, to create a new set of guidelines. To which the director of the CDC hedges on that, says, no, we're really not kowtowing to the president. We just have a different set of guidelines. We issued some corrections. We did blah, blah, and blah. Okay? The bottom line is the CDC is no longer an independent arm of the government. The White House is taking over the responsibility for issuing the statistic that come out of the CDC. Now, who in their right mind would trust this White House to tally up the numbers that are associated with what's really happening in the medical arena? I don't think half of these people can do arithmetic, let alone figure out the statistics. So in my mind, this is an exercise to improve the president's image as he tries to fortify his position to get himself reelected. How can we trust him to provide us with accurate statistics when he has a history of exaggeration, outright lying, and embellishing the facts on any situation? So do we really want critical information in the hands of the White House? That's a form of insanity. So when this news broke, 4 former CDC directors warned against the takeover of the CDC efforts to provide accurate information to the public would be blatantly corrupted by President Donald Trump and his top coronavirus task force officials, who are desperate to have the schools reopen in the midst of a raging pandemic. It's unconscionable that the sound science produced by the CDC is being challenged by partisan assholes who are sending messages of confusion and mistrust to the American people at a time when we really need leadership and expertise and clarity. The CDC directors pointed out that the public health officials are now facing 2 opponents, COVID-19 and the political leaders of this country, and many others who are determined to undermine the CDC in general. And just for the record, these 4 CDC officials served under Republican and Democratic presidents, and they have no party allegiance. Their allegiance is to the health and well-being of the American people, of the people in this country. All of them said that in their whole professional career, there had never been a single time when political pressure led to a change in the interpretation of the scientific evidence. So Dr. Redfield, the current CDC director, is a toady. He should stand up and say, you can't do this, and I quit, and let the American people know what's going on. Meanwhile, the White House spokesman said the CDC is a nation's trusted health protection organization, and we can categorically think that they have done a terrific job throughout the pandemic. Well, if that's the case, why does the White House want to take over the statistics? You don't want to take over the statistics. That doesn't look right. So his story about them being well respected and everything is a lie. It's an outright lie. The White House wants to control the facts. Here's the bottom line. The president wants a school opened. He is prepared to pressure governors as hard as he can. He said the The CDC guidelines for opening schools were tough, very tough, and very expensive. And Betsy DeVos, the Secretary of Education, refused to say on television whether or not they have a school plan. She hemmed and hawed and said, well, every school district is different, every school is different, and we don't really have a plan. So if they don't have a plan, they're going to open the schools. They're going to put all these kids at risk. And for what reason? For what reason? Just like they want to open the economy. Open it in the face of a raging pandemic, where the numbers keep rising and nothing is under control, and they want to open the school. And the president threatened to hold back funding if the schools didn't open. Why? Because if the schools don't open, then the parents can't go to work. And if the parents can't go to work, then the economy will suffer some more. And Trump's entire life is tied up in this economy. It's the one thing he's hanging on to get himself reelected. So everything here is a threat to his reelection. And so he's going to do anything to get reelected. And remember, just recently he said, learn to live with it. Learn to live with the virus. Go out. It doesn't make any difference. 99% of us will be okay. That's bullshit. Pure bullshit. And I don't know which way this is going to go. But if it goes bad, you can rest assured that Donald Trump will not take the blame. So in any event, that's enough for today. And I'll see you in the morning. Bye.